Yep, I just went through a week of mastoiditis, which I didn't even know existed before now. Had I known it existed, I would have been much more aware of the signs and symptoms. So I'm going to help you understand mastoiditis and the warning signs, because I just spent a little over a week in the most horrible pain. It wasn't as bad as my pancreatitis issues where I've been hospitalized, but because the pain is in your head and neck, the headaches it can cause and the pain it can cause is absolutely enormous. And I don't know if y'all can tell, but you can see my jawline now. In the last couple of videos, this was extremely swollen. I thought it was just because of my pancreatitis and some of the things I was going through. I was wrong. So let me help educate you so that you're smarter than most doctors you're going to see, because unfortunately it seems these days we actually are. We all need a little bit of help when it comes to handling those medical workers that think they're Jesus but don't want to spend any time trying to walk on that water. This doctor was a new doctor, and he refused to go and read my screen and my history. So here we go, one of those. So he comes to my bed and he's like, you know, I've never met someone with a pancreas issue this enormous that hasn't had an alcohol issue in their past. Just ex-law enforcement. My daddy was a preacher. I literally might have 3 glasses of wine a year before I started having these medical issues. I just wasn't a drinker. So I looked at him and I said, well, you know, I never thought it possible to meet somebody that went to school for 8 to 12 years, was a plow blank idiot, but I guess we're both having revelations today. Yeah, he didn't like me after that. I've said that twice to 2 physicians now in a month's time. Then he goes and wants to take my history. My history is, whew, I'm just going to make a video and put it on YouTube so that when they want my history, I can just say, here, go watch this. Because when I'm sick and I'm in pain and I'm near death, I don't want to explain it to you again. I'm seriously thinking about doing that just because it'll be educational for everyone. This doctor was such a turd, such an absolute turd. And he didn't understand how I was hurting so bad. Well, like a quarter, or probably a third of the back of my head and the side of my head was swollen so bad it couldn't be touched. I was crying. My ears, nose, and eyes were just weeping. I had a fever of 102 and 103. And I was in a lot of pain. And a lot of it was because of the muscle tension and the drainage and the bruising inside my skull. My doctor recommended I go to the ER if it got worse. He was like, we don't have a local hospital. I can admit you, but if it gets worse, you need to go to the next hospital over. I have no control over them, but if you have mastoiditis and it's worse, they will admit you. No, they wouldn't. No, they didn't admit me. They even wondered if I was telling the truth, and wouldn't even try to call my physician's emergency number to talk to him to see that I was telling the truth. Thank God there was, you know, one nurse there that knew me, and she was like, no, she's telling the truth. Bless her heart, she has a lot of health issues. The doctor was still a giant turd. I was just amazed. I was just amazed, and he did not want to admit me. And he said, well, you should be able to get through this at home. Most people can. Well, sir, most people also don't have RSD, which is very much like MS, which has issues with my immune system. And most people also don't have RSD that affects their digestive system and their pancreas, which is causing my pancreas to want to project right now and also go wonky. And he's like, oh, well, your lipase is elevated, but I think it'll be okay. And yeah, this pain is going to cause more problems, but I think you'll be okay. Well, sir, this was a 2.5-hour round trip that I just drove to sit here for 4 hours to have you tell me you think I'm going to be okay. When I paid for insurance, it wasn't for your projections. It was for you to physically treat the symptoms that I'm currently having. And if these symptoms are bad enough, I think I need to be hospitalized because I have no care at home. They keep jacking that offer of aid up. And if I need to be here, I need to be here because I'm getting to where I cannot take care of myself at home and my husband's hours are out of whack and he can't take all this time off work or we won't have insurance. So help me out. No help at all. He did run a big antibiotic through me and a bunch of steroids, which in a couple of days did finally help. But there was no immediate help. and literally I spent more time explaining to him about my health than he did treating my health. So I really think I should be the one billing, because I think he learned more from me than aid that I received from him. It just doesn't make sense anymore. I end up being the physician when I go anywhere, and it's frustrating. I know that they don't put out a lot of research for these disorders. I know that RSD and how it affects the body is not spoken about, is not trained upon. That is not my fault. You as a physician should take some of that burden and say, you know, something that if I see patients with this probably means I need to brush up on it. And I know that there are now 3 people in my generalized like 4 to 5 county roundup that seek treatment there and have to be hospitalized there because we have no other local hospitals. We have one for like 4 counties. And these physicians are not trying to learn anything. And it just frustrates me so much. So yeah, I've had a bad week. I still am not out of the woods. I look so much better, and I can tell that I don't have the heaviness and the lethargy and the tired weight that I was dragging, that I've been dragging for several months. I feel better. I think you can tell that I look better, but I'm still very bruised. I'm having a lot of pain in my neck and head, my muscles, mostly where it's been swollen for so long and everything is bruised and everything is trying to heal and all the stuff is drained out, but now I've got to heal, and the bruising is, and it just hurts so bad. And so I can't rest. I can't get a lot of rest, and rest is what you need to heal. So it's I'm in this catch-22 phase of sickness right now, and it really sucks. So I'm going to do a video later, and it's going to be for you all, but it's going to be for physicians that see me in the future too, because I'm tired. I'm tired of doing this. I'm tired of having to take time when I am in the ER for a horrible life event to have to educate you on something that you should already know about, or you should have the sleuth skills to look up and at least pretend that you know what's going on. So I'm going to do that later because I'm feeling snarky. Feeling just good enough to feel mad that I was treated the way I was treated yet again. And y'all, I have good insurance. I have 3 insurances. It's not like I'm not cheaping my way out of this. I have 3 insurances. My husband pays a butt ton of money for me to have good insurances. And I can't get good treatment. And it's beginning to absolutely tick me off. So y'all are along for the ride. I'll post it when I get it done. It's going to be a doozy, but breaking through this, still in a lot of pain. Just talking right here has made me start hurting again. So I'm going to rest, let my jaw rest, get my energy back, and then I'm going to start working on this video. And I'm going to be blunt. I'm going to be honest. And I hope that you all learned something, and that maybe if any physicians do reach out and listen to it, that they also have a glimpse into someone's life that really doesn't need any of their sarcastic nastiness tossed to them when they are trying to fight a life-threatening illness. And also, in the middle of all of this, y'all know that my husband's truck's engine locked up. It's an 83 Chevy. Hey, we live simple. He loves that truck. We're going to keep it till it absolutely cannot roll down the road anymore. But we got a motor for it, but my son's got to put it in because the motor was so expensive. My son was like, hey, I'll put it in and I'll save the money. So today they're pulling it to a farmer that has a big garage very close to us. He's going to let us use the garage while we do the work. And my son's starting that today. So I need y'all to pray. I need y'all to pray for our 83 flatbed Chevy 3/4 ton truck, that it lives through this and it has a rebirth and it lives for several more years, because my health is expensive. We live super simple, but still my health is so expensive. It takes so much to keep me going, and I'm such a burden, and sometimes I feel like it just makes me want to cry. But thank God I have a mechanically inclined son that's willing to help us dad. And he's got a few days off where it's been going to be raining, going to be nasty. So he's not going to be doing his arborist work. So he's got a few days to put this engine in. Pray, y'all. Pray that this engine does well. And then we get this back on the road, because if it doesn't, I don't know what we're going to do. It's a mess. I don't like to be left without a vehicle. He's been driving my Jeep. I don't like to be without a vehicle just in case I have an emergency. I do have great friends, but it's scary to be without a way to get yourself somewhere. And, you know, we only have a few ambulances, and most of the time they're busy taking people from the nursing home to the hospital that's over an hour away. So I don't always have an ambulance if I am sick. Sometimes I just need to get to a friend's house. They can get me onto the ER. I don't want to be without a vehicle. So pray this goes well. Pray. Oh yeah, I've got all my taxidermy. Yeah. Yeah. Like I got like, yeah, there's like a whole bunch of taxidermy in my house. Whole bunch of taxidermy in my house. There's the quick spin. Oh Lord. Pray, people. Life has been rough the last few months for us, and we just need a break. We just need a break. One. I'll keep you posted. It rolled off the property just a minute ago. Please, Jesus. And there goes the 83 Chevy. Will it come back in one piece? Should we take beds?